Hey everyone, in this video I'll take you through a beginner's guide to Suno. In order to do so, first off, here we are at suno.com, and if you're all logged in, then you should see a screen similar to this. One of the nice things about Suno is that even if you don't have a subscription, you are still provided 50 free credits every single day that you can use. The latest update, version 4, is only available for subscribers, but with version 3.5, you still are able to do some pretty awesome things. So just keep that in mind. I do have the subscription, so I do have access to version 4, and that gives you some more tools, and the results are just pretty awesome. So, it's not to say that the previous versions don't come up with some really great stuff, because they absolutely do. And depending on what your need is, you can come up with some really great results using the other versions. But with version 4, it's just an extra level of refinement, and the results are pretty great. Here on the homepage, we'll just take a quick look to see so that you have an idea of what to expect. And basically, you can find here all of the different examples that other people have made, and you can go through here and listen to your own content. And there's a lot of really cool stuff here. So if you want to just look around and see what other people have done, then you can do that. There's different creators, playlists, genres, etc., etc., and all of this is just some really cool stuff that you can take a look at, and I'm sure you will find some really neat things that other people have created here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Create tab. This is where you're going to be spending most of your time if you're creating your own stuff. And here on the right hand side, you can see some of the examples that I have created. And it's just very powerful what Suno is capable of. It's a lot of fun to use. So let's just take a look at what Suno allows you to do. So here you're going to see a few different options. So first off, we have our lyrics box here. And this is going to show up if the custom button here is enabled. If it's disabled, then you're going to get a simpler screen here. And with this, you have the song description. You can toggle here whether or not you want this to be an instrumental or whether you want lyrics with it. So you can play around here, and honestly, you can just, so like this is an example here, a heartless bluegrass song about when you're not around. So you can kind of be as simple as that. So here I'll just kind of put something in here. Let's say an upbeat tune, good for working out. So if you're looking for something that you want to create your own playlist, your own sounds for specific things, like you want to just have a good tune, a good playlist for working out, then you can do that here. You can make a variety of songs. You can even add style here. So let's see, let's say we want something that has EDM, rock, grunge, metal, etc., etc., etc. So you can actually put in the specific styles that you're looking for, and once you're done, then you can just hit create right there, and it will start to work. So let's go ahead and try that out really quick here. And for this one, let's go ahead and just go with an instrumental. So that's pretty much all there is to that. Actually, another thing too is this is where you can change your version. So right now I am on version 3.5. Let's go ahead and select 4 because I do have the update. So let's have the best quality we possibly can. And then we're just going to go ahead and hit create. And now you can see that Suno is hard at work in creating a tune based on the details we've put here. So an upbeat tune, good for working out, EDM, rock, grunge, metal, electronic, and we now have our song called Push Through the Pain. So that's kind of neat. Let's go ahead, and if you click the thumbnail here, then it is going to start playing. So let's go ahead and just take a quick listen. Okay, so we can keep listening to that, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what the results might be like. Let's go ahead and just take a quick look at the second option here. And one of the nice things again with Suno is that it's always going to give you two options to look at. So if you don't like the first one or the second one, then you've got some options there, and that's quite nice that it does that for you. So let's just give this second one here a quick listen. Okay, won't take too long with that, but that again just gives you an idea of what Suno is capable of, and the results can be pretty awesome. I really like that second one. Here you're going to see when you are generating something that sometimes you're going to see like a little swirling circle here. That means that the song is still generating. You can listen to it and it will start going, but then it might get to a certain point where it's going to have to, where it's going to keep extending. But once it's done, then you should actually see the length of the track. So we know here that this track is 2 minutes and 53 seconds. And so one thing that's good to point out, so let's say we have our song here, we like it, and let's go ahead and just put the song towards the end here, and let's just listen to the last few seconds really quick. Okay, so that actually ended quite nicely. Sometimes with Suno, what you will get at the end is it will just sort of cut off. And when it does cut off, then that can be kind of anticlimactic because you're like, well, you know, I was like enjoying that song, or maybe you find that the song is going on too long, and then it just continues on afterwards. That in order to avoid that, then what you want to do is actually in the description, you want to specify how it is that you want the song to end. So if you have some kind of an idea for how you want the song to end, then you do want to put that in your details. Otherwise, sometimes Suno will keep going. Now, if Suno does keep going and it just ends abruptly, and you say, wow, I really like that song, I really want to hear more of it, well, with each of the songs here, you're going to see this extend option. And this is where a lot of the magic happens, because if it comes to the end of the song and you want it to keep going, then you can click extend and it will actually extend the song. So one thing that you can also do is, let's say you have a song with lyrics, and then towards the end, you kind of think, you know, it'd be really cool to just have an instrumental now. So we're not going to be having any more lyrics. Now we're just going to have some guitar solos and just some good stuff to listen to. Then what you can do, let's go ahead and just show you here. Well, let's do this really quick before we go there, because I want to check to see if this other option, maybe we can see if it does the abrupt ending. But let's try that out real quick. We're just going to hit play on that. And then let's go ahead and take the song to the end here, and let's just see what happens. Okay, so that does kind of end too, but that does end kind of in a place where it's like the song could keep going if we wanted it to. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and we're going to hit extend on that. And so now you're going to see that the sidebar here is going to change slightly, and we can create some additional details here if we want. If we wanted to enter a different title, we could. If we want to put something here, like if you just want to put Push Through the Pain Part 2 or something like that, then you can. Although I think it'll just add that here if I'm not mistaken. But another thing too is if you have some custom details that you want to put in there, then you can click this, and that is, well, it looks like that actually took us out of there. So let's go ahead and try. We want to hit extend again. Let's do that. Okay. So then here you could see that it's going to extend from 259. So the song itself is exactly 259. So that's basically telling you that it's going to continue from that point. So let's go ahead and click extend. And now Suno is hard at work at extending part 1, or the first version rather, of Push Through the Pain. And now we are getting our part 2. Now it does say untitled, so I guess we do want to actually put the title in there if we want that to be, oh, and then we got here the message that says credits refunded. So let's go ahead and let's see if we can, we're going to put our title in. I don't recall having to do this before, so I'm not sure if this maybe is a little bit of a glitch, but that's fine. We're just going to go ahead and do that, and we're going to hit extend here. It does show part 2 right here, but it says untitled. So, and you can see here that the song ended after 2 seconds. So sometimes that happens. Sometimes for whatever reason, it doesn't know what to do. It doesn't know how to keep going. But the nice thing about Suno is that it will refund credits when it doesn't do what you want it to do. So that's actually quite nice. And in this case, it looks like, unfortunately, because of the way that this song ended quite abruptly, these are just getting credits refunded. So I'd like to be able to show you an example here of what I'm talking about, so that way you have a better sense. Let's go ahead, actually, you know what? I can use this one here. We're going to go up. This is a song that I generated the other day, and I really quite love the results. So I'm scrolling all the way up, and this is as far as it goes. So we're actually going to need to go into the library, and we're going to find our song. I guess it's going to be under history. So this is a good little tutorial here. So if you can't find what you're looking for, then you're going to want to go into history. And then you should be able to find more of the content that you've been creating. So here we go. Perfect. So now we're getting more of the stuff that we wanted to look for. So this is, if you're ever wondering where that stuff is, if you've created something, then you're going to want to go into the history here. And let's see. I'm just trying to find the original file. I guess it's this one here. Let's go ahead and give this one a try. Okay, perfect. So that gives you an idea there of what that's like when it just cuts off briefly. So then that's where you might want to use the extend feature so that you can actually get the full song that you're looking for. So let's go ahead and look at this one now. And this is essentially the extension of the first part there. So let's go ahead and hit play on that. So yeah, so that just kept extending from where the first part left off, and now we end up with a more complete song. So, 2:58 plus 2 minutes, so it's about a 5-minute song there. And that just gives you an idea of what you can expect with Suno, and when you make a song that kind of ends abruptly, that's when you're going to want to use that extend feature. Let's go ahead and go back to the create option here, and let's take a look. So this is actually pretty decent. Like, both of these are kind of shorter songs at around 3 minutes, but that's fine. 3 minutes is a pretty good length for a song. So this second one, I really quite like. This one here as well is pretty good, but the second one already, I'm digging the sound of that. So there's a good chance that that's the one that I'll download and use. Let's take a closer look at some of the other options. So if we're here, and you are on, if you disable custom, then you're going to get something quite simple. That's what we started off with. If you want something a little bit more in depth, then this is where you're going to want to hit the custom button. And then from here, Right now we are on instrumental, so we want to untoggle that, and that's how we can enter in our own lyrics. So if you have your own lyrics that you want to use, then you can go ahead and you can enter those here, and Suno will use those as the basis. So if you have your own lyrics, you can put those in there, but if you actually want Suno's help with your lyrics, then you can actually click here where it says Write with Suno, and there you can enter in a prompt to generate lyrics. So let's say you want a song about love. Let's just keep it simple. I'm not sure what's going on there, why that's happening. Let's just close that out real quick, and let's fix our song about love. Okay, we'll just go very simple. So here you're going to see that you have two options actually. If you click on this, then you're going to see that you have the classic option or you have the Remy option. And with the Remy option here, as it says, our newest, most creative model may generate content that some find offensive. So this just will do stuff that's a little bit more outside of kind of a traditional song structure, and some of the results, it says it might find offensive. I've used it a few times and I don't think I've ever really found anything like that, but it's just there to warn you in case. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at the two different options here. So we have the Write Lyrics button here. Let's go ahead and click on that. Give Suno a moment. And here we go. We are now given two different options, Hearts Unchained or Heartstrings. And we can look through and see the lyrics, and we can decide whether or not we want one or the other. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the Remy option, and we're going to go ahead and hit Write Lyrics. So I'm just going to think about that for a moment. Okay. And this is quite interesting. We actually got a love song in a different language. So I think this looks to me like it's Portuguese, if I'm not mistaken. But that's kind of neat. So it'll actually give you something in a different language. So that's kind of neat. And then on this side, we've got our option in English. And if you look through here, then we can see what the lyrics are, and we can choose one or the other. Let's go ahead and go with the one here in Portuguese, because that's kind of interesting. And then from there, if we go down, you can exclude styles if you want, but that's up to you. So I guess here, if you exclude styles, then now you get this exclude styles option. Okay, so then what this is kind of like a negative prompt. So if there's something that you want to make sure does not come into your music, then you can put that there. So this is essentially a negative prompt section there for your songs. Let's go ahead and just keep those in there. And then here you have the style of music. You have here on the bottom some options, some random options that will come up. So if you want to use any of those, then you can. But as far as this goes, we can change this to anything. We can put this to funk and hip hop. So if we want something that's got that kind of a vibe to it, and then this will even change the style options that you get at the bottom. So you might have some more specific options here that you can use. And then another thing here is you have the persona section. So this is something that's important to know. You have your personas that you can create. So if you have a specific persona that you want for a certain type of song, you really like the voice or something, and you want other songs based on that same persona, it's kind of like having a lead singer, then you can go ahead and do that. So that's really quite neat. I've used that a couple times, and the results are very satisfying. Let's go ahead and just take a look here. Okay, we're going to hit create here at the bottom, and now Suno is going to, an error occurred generating a clip. Okay, let's try again. Let's see what happens. Nope. we're getting an error right now. So I'm not sure exactly why that is, but let's go ahead and just not get too stuck in that. What we're going to do is we're going to come up here to the top because I want to show you this option here, and I think this is probably a good place to just finish things off. This is the upload audio option, and this is really where a lot of the magic happens as well. If you are a singer-songwriter and you want to make a song that's based on your own lyrics and vocals, then this is where you can do that. And right now, with the lower versions, I believe it's a limit of 1 minute. However, with version 4, you can actually add up to 2 minutes. And usually the way that I do this is I try to have a verse and a chorus at least. If you can fit more in, then you're going to get more refined results. But at the very least, if you get your verse and your chorus in there, then what you can do, so here you can record your audio. So if you want to hit that, then you can record yourself just singing directly into Suno. Or if you use a different audio program like Ableton or Audacity or anything like that, then you can do your vocals and your lyrics in there, and then you can bring the file over and just drop it in here. That's something that I've gotten in more of a habit of doing. So once that's in here, then that is going to give Suno the details like the melody and the lyrics of what you're trying to accomplish. And then you're going to want to, if you have a full song, then you can put the lyrics in here. You have up to 3,000 characters you can put. And Suno will take your input and it will essentially get the idea of what it is that you're trying to accomplish, and then it'll take your own vocals and lyrics to put to create its result. And I use this a lot. I find that to be a really great way of having those kind of an extra level of originality to it, and really make those songs your own. And that is something that you might want to take a look at. So this is just to all give you an idea of what Suno is capable of, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. There's some really cool results, and as far as what you can do with it, I mean, the sky's the limit. You can do this for your own music. You can use it for if you're doing an ad, or if you're even doing some film work or something like that, then you can really use Suno to come up with film trailer scores with all sorts of different things. So it's really powerful. And so that gives you just a sense of everything that Suno is capable of. There's a few more things we could probably look through in here. If you are on a subscription, then you'll have a certain amount of credits, and they are quite generous with the credits, so you have quite a bit to play with. And the version 4 is only about $10 for the subscription, and they give you over 2,000 credits. So there's really a lot there that you can do with that. But that's just to give you a general overview of what Suno is capable of, and that's all there is to it. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment and like and subscribe for more helpful tips.